What's up YouTube, it's Matthew here, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to talk about how to make $300 every single day wholesaling houses. In today's video, I'm going to break down exactly how I was able to make $300 a day wholesaling houses, which comes up to roughly $100,000 a year in your first year in real estate through wholesaling houses, wholesaling real estate. And I'm just going to break down exactly the different lists I targeted, the different marketing techniques I used to get me to that number. And then later on this channel, be sure to subscribe. I'm going to make a video just going to break down every single deal that I did within the past year to come up to this number, come up to $100,000, come up to make $300. I'm just going to go deal by deal. Hey, this is how much I made. This is what we did, and different things like that, so stay tuned for that. But in this video, I really want it to be tactical so you all can start right now, or let's say you want to get started January 1st, 2021. You can implement these steps, these different practices to get your first deal as soon as you can in 2021 and start making $300 every single day wholesaling real estate. All right, you all, so I'm just going to get right into it. So to me, this is my personal opinion and what I've seen from other people. The very best way to me to get your very first deal is striving for dollars. And I know in everyone's market, if you're doing virtually, it may not work for you, but later on in this video, I'm going to talk about how you're still able to get your first deal using those different practices. So driving for dollars is not the only way, but to me, I found that to be one of the best ways to get your first deal and to start wholesaling real estate. So how do you come up to that $300 a day by driving for dollars? So number one, why do I like driving for dollars? I like it because it's the most unique list that you can have as a wholesaler. No one has the same list as you. Even if they're driving for dollars, you have a different eye. You know, you have that good eye. You know, you really know how to see if someone's in a difficult situation or if a house needs repairs and different things like that. And so that's why I love driving for dollars, because the list is very unique. And then on top of that, the reason why I like driving for dollars is because you know for sure if a property is distressed or not. You know, sometimes when you pull list, you know, you don't know if someone actually needs your help or not because you can't physically see the property. And sometimes you're just running through so many unmotivated sellers. Let's say you're just pulling a list, but if you're doing driving for dollars, even if they say they're not interested, you know there's some sort of motivation there because their house is in such distress. All right, those are some of the reasons why I think driving for dollars is one of the best ways to start making $300 a day wholesaling houses. But how do you do it, and what are some different ways that you can start implementing it? So number one is download the Deal Machine app. If you all are interested, link down below. It's just a very simple app where you can just drive around a neighborhood, and while you're driving, you can just click on a house and it adds it to a list that you can target later through cold calling or direct mail. So what you would do is just drive around in the area and just look for signs of distress. You know, it doesn't always have to be the most abandoned, vacant looking property out there. You know, it can have a car in the driveway, but you can see that the grass is overgrown, the gutters are not clear, there's mail falling out of the mailbox. It just looks outdated, right? And that's a sign of distress. So definitely go after those type of houses. Even if you go to like a higher class neighborhood, what you can do is kind of look at which houses seem a little bit older than other houses. That's another way to drive for dollars in a relatively, you know, higher class neighborhood. After you do that, you have a list. I truly recommend beginners, you know, fill that list to 1,000 properties. I think after 400 or 500, you can probably close your first deal. But let's keep that pipeline full. So after you got that, or even during while you're doing that, pull that list. And what you can do, you have to target these sellers. So how do you market to them? So number one, you can cold call them. That's the path I recommend for people beginning, because cold calling is relatively cheap as opposed to other signs of marketing like direct mail. But I understand in your beginning stages, you may just not have the budget for that. So what you would do is you just pull that list that you drove for dollars from your Deal Machine app, link down below if you all are interested. And what you would do is you would call that list to say, hey, my name is Matthew. I'm just seeing if you might be interested in selling this property over here. I'm an investor looking for a property. Have you ever thought about selling yours at boom? You know, something simple like that. Keep it quick and simple and straight to the point. Then I'll just call that list. And I truly believe, you know, in a good market, after about 400 to 500 houses on that list, you'll be able to get a deal. And once you get your first deal, now you can start scaling that. Maybe you hire someone off of Craigslist to drive for dollars for you while you do other forms of marketing. Or you can just do it even more, and make sure you do a better job getting a bigger spread on your next deal. So that's one way that you can make $300 a day wholesaling your houses, is by driving for dollars. Next thing I want to talk about is your classic, you know, using PropStream, pull your list, cold call them. So if you all are interested in PropStream, link down below. Once again, you get 7 days free trial using my link. But essentially, it's kind of like the MLS, but everyone has access to it. And they give you different information about a property. They even have set options and filter lists that you can pull from to call. So they have like tired landlord lists. They also have this new option called zombie list. It has like so many filters on that, which really targets the most motivated sellers that I really like. I actually made a video about that, so take a look at my channel about the new list that PropStream has to offer. But let's say you're on PropStream. What should you go after? So what I like to go is high equity, right? Let's make it as high as possible. So I know a lot of people, they do 50% or more. Let's keep our list small, like 1,000 or less, and I would do 70% equity or more. Then even the years of ownership, I would put 10 or 15 years more, because I'm trying to think, I don't think I ever dealt with a property. I mean, I dealt with a property that was inherited through someone and they only owned it for like a few days. But like before that, most properties that I dealt with, the owner always owns them 10 years or more. And so on the years of ownership, make sure they own the property for 10, 15 years or more. Then with that, you can make that a absentee, sort of like a tired landlord list. So make sure the person doesn't live in that house. And what you would do is you pull that list and you just cold call them. So you'll do something called skip tracing, which is finding the phone number, same with the driving for dollars list, skip trace them using different websites like PropStream or batch skip tracing. And then you'll pull that list and start cold calling them. Hey, my name is Matthew. Want to see if you ever thought about selling your house at this. Hey, my name is Matthew. I'm an investor around the area. Have you ever considered a cash offer at this property at boom? Something simple like that, and just run through that list of about 1,000, pull 1,000, and that will bring you closer to closing more deals. And that's, you know, in a way easier to scale, because you can start hiring cold callers for you, and all you have to do is just provide them the list, provide them all those leads, and they'll run through that list and cold call it for you, and you just have to deal with closing them. So that's another way that you can make $300 a day or more wholesaling houses. I know a lot of people are interested in wholesaling real estate or getting into real estate, and wholesaling real estate is one of the best ways. And for me and my business, those were the main ways that I closed wholesale deals. And I know I talked about cold calling a lot, but my main marketing source is direct mail. So basically those same lists, like driving for dollars list and the high equity list, I sent out direct mail as opposed to cold calling them. So yeah, it can be a little bit costly, but my deal size, you know, is decent where it can accept that cost. And that's how I made my $300 every single day this year in 2020, was just by driving for dollars and pulling lists from PropStream. And just throw out another quick one, just JVing with people, reaching out to other wholesalers that I know have an established business and closing with them, finding a buyer, a higher cash buyer that I probably didn't have on my list, and just really closing the deal as soon as possible. I hope you all really enjoyed this video. If you all have any questions, I do have an online course down below. If you are interested, check it out down below. But that's essentially how I made $300 every single day wholesaling houses. I truly believe if I can do it, you can too. All right, you all. I'll talk to you all later.